Hi there. In today's tutorial, we'll dive into the fascinating anatomy of the eyeball, the spherical organ responsible for our sense of vision. This organ is housed in a protective bony cavity within the facial skeleton known as the bony orbit. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing for more videos like this. So the eyeball can be divided into three primary layers, each with distinct structures and functions. Number 1, the fibrous layer, 2, the vascular layer, and 3, the inner layer. So let's explore these layers, starting with the outermost one, which is the fibrous layer. So the fibrous layer is the outermost layer of the eye, comprising of two main structures, the sclera and the cornea. The sclera makes up about 85% of the fibrous layer. It provides the eyeball with its shape and serves as an attachment site for the extraocular muscle, which controls eye movement. It also acts as a protective layer or shell, housing vessels and nerves that penetrate it, including the optic nerve, which transmits visual information to the brain. The sclera is visible as the white part of the eye. Then the cornea. The cornea is transparent and positioned centrally at the front of the eye. It reflects incoming light, allowing it to be focused on the retina. This smooth curved structure plays a crucial role in vision by bending light rays appropriately. Now let's move over to the vascular layer, which is a network of nourishment and control. The vascular layer lies beneath the fibrous layer and consists of three interconnected structures: the choroid, the ciliary body, and the iris. The choroid is the layer of connective tissue and blood vessels providing essential nourishment to the outer retina. Number 2, the ciliary body. Surrounding the lens, the ciliary body is responsible for controlling the lens shape and producing aqueous humor. It comprises of two parts: the ciliary muscles, which are smooth muscle fibers within the ciliary body. They are arranged in longitudinal, circular, and radial orientation. When this muscle contracts, they reduce the diameter of the ciliary body, slanking the zonular fibers, which are the suspensory ligaments that attach the lens to the ciliary body. This allows the lens to assume a more rounded shape for near vision, a process also called accommodation. Then it also contains the ciliary body. The ciliary body are structures that anchor the zonular fibers and produce aqueous humor, which nourishes and protects the eye. So still under the vascular layer, we have finally the iris. The iris is a circular structure that gives the eye its color and controls the size of the pupil, which is the central aperture that regulates light entry. Under the iris, you have the sphincter pupillar muscle and the dilator pupillar muscle. The sphincter pupillar muscle, innervated by the parasympathetic nervous system, constricts the pupil in bright conditions to reduce light intake, while the dilator pupillar muscle, innervated by the parasympathetic nervous system, dilates the pupil in dim conditions to increase light entry. Now finally, let's talk about the inner layer of the eyeball. The inner layer of the eye, the retina, is the light detecting component of the eyeball. So the retina consists of two distinct layers. The neural layer, this layer contains photoreceptor cells, which are the rods and the cones, which are responsible for detecting light and color. The rods function in low light, while the cones are specialized for high color vision in bright conditions. Then we have the pigmented layer. Underlying the neural layer, the pigmented layer is attached to the choroid and provides support for the photoreceptors. Now, let's talk about the regions of the retina. There are two key regions of the retina, the macular lutea and the optic discs. The macular lutea are a highly pigmented yellowish area at the retina's center. It consists of a depression called fovea centralis, which are packed with cones for sharp central vision, while the optic disc, on the other hand, is the point where the optic nerve exits the retina. Since it lacks photoreceptor, it is also referred to as the blind spot of the eye. Now finally, let's talk about the chambers of the eye, which are fluid-filled spaces in the eyeball. The eyeball consists of three main chambers, each filled with fluid essential for maintaining its shape and nourishing its structures. The first one, which is the anterior chamber, is located between the cornea and the iris. It is filled with aqueous humor, a plasma-like fluid. Number 2 is the posterior chamber. This small chamber lies behind the iris in front of the lens. It also contains aqueous humor, which flows from the posterior chamber to the anterior chamber through the pupil. Number 3, the vitreous chamber. Filling the majority of the eyeball, the vitreous chamber is located behind the lens and contains vitreous humor, a gel-like structure that helps maintain the eyeball's shape and supports the retina. So finally, let's talk about the key anatomical landmarks of the eyeball. So the first one, we have the cornea and the sclera, which are protective outer layer. Then the choroid, ciliary body, and iris are the nourishing vascular layer, while the retina is a light-sensitive inner layer. The macular fovea are responsible for the shape and central vision, while the optic disc is the blind spot where the nerve exits the retina, and also the anterior and posterior chambers that are filled with aqueous humor. So in conclusion, the human eye is a complex and intricate structure that enables us to perceive the world in vivid details. From the protective outer layer to the light-sensitive retina, each component plays a vital role in processing vision. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, please hit the like button and subscribe for more engaging contents like this. If you are eager to explore more, because this video is actually an overview of the anatomy of the eye, you can find other materials to read more on the anatomy of the eyeball to help you gain more understanding. Until next time, thanks for watching and see you in our next lesson.